Welcome to Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on the SmackDown spoilers and what was going to be the Superstar spoilers, which is now just a regular report. And what extra happened from a report from another fan from Raw, as he reported. And here we go. New number one, but always some news. New number one contender to the world title will be determined in a fatal four-way match at the SmackDown taping. And the wrestlers include Kane, Rey Mysterio, Daniel Bryan, and Alberto Del Rio. And that was thanks to the news from PW Torch correspondent Justin Kendall. And the dark main event of the SmackDown tapings featured Sheamus versus Alberto Del Rio and John Laryngitis in a handicap match. Former WWE diva Tori Wilson turned 37, and that was on Tuesday. She was born July 24th, 1975. At last check, she was dating New York Yankees third baseman Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod. The AWA TV show that aired on ESPN Classic on Tuesday night at 11 p.m. Central Time with the following matches listed: Jim Evans versus Johnny Stewart, Jamie Magnum versus Nikita Koloff, Kent Carlson versus Curl Beers, Tom Bennett and Todd Becker versus Texas Hangman, The Trooper versus the living legend Larry Zbyszko, Randy Orton, who was currently serving a 60-day suspension for his second violation of WWE Talent Wellness Program, was backstage at Monday Raw 1000, emanating from his hometown of St. Louis, Missouri. Ted DiBiase Jr. was also backstage, and he also sent me a message on his Facebook page, and yes, he was surely backstage and ready to return. At the same time, Chris Jericho was advertising his, trying to get him some extra people and some friends. And thank you, Chris, for sending that invite. The Undertaker was said to be very relaxed backstage at Raw 1000 on Monday. His official return to the storylines was scheduled for Survivor Series in November. F4W Online reports that The Rock is scheduled to win the WWE title at the 2013 Royal Rumble pay-per-view and then defend it against John Cena at WrestleMania 29. Well, I've been talking about WWE planning a big summer angle similar to the Nexus and CM Punk pipe bomb angles of the past few years. And the CM Punk heel turn on Raw was that long-planned angle coming in now. And the fan that I was telling you about that attended the Raw 1000 on Monday from a live report himself was Nick Shields. Ever since the Royal Rumble in the same building when they announced the Raw 1000 would be there, he had tickets to it and got them at exactly 10 a.m. Central Time the day they went on sale. The June 2nd was as he was in section 102 row, so you know they were great seats. Getting in was the biggest problem, or he quotes CF, that means cluster for the PG rating. And it took forever, and he missed the Superstars matches. The new set really was cool, and he never really got what the new song was. And he said Vince McMahon came out was a nice surprise, and he got a good pop, and he started off the show right just before the first Raw ever. And he comments on the DX got a huge pop, and they did their normal routine. The place popped huge, and they said that they thought that there were others, and that was the New Age Outlaws got a nice pop, and it was a good bit having them come out. And the infamous truck, the fireworks were a good little touch as well. By the way, well, the truck was a Jeep. Damien Sandow got booed pretty good, and the place popped when HBK and Triple H did their finishers, and all the famous lines were good pops as well. All in all, really good opening segment. all 6 participants of the 6-man tag match, not good pops, with Rey Mysterio and Chris Jericho, with the 2 biggest Jericho's entrance is really cool live. The match was good in the little time that they had, and did a good job of getting cheap heat on Ziggler by turning him on his tag team partner. The first 35 minutes were full of fireworks, and I felt like I was going to have a heart attack if the fireworks kept up at this pace. And he said Charlie Sheen was a nice touch on the Skype calls, but it was nothing special. And then he saw a disco ball that just thought, well, wow, here's a waste of 15 minutes. But dude loved Mick Foley, made it a cool segment, as the match was like 5 seconds long. And it was a quick and painless like it should have been. The wedding was being set up while promos were being shown. Slick looked nothing like his promo video, as he could tell the age had caught up to him, along with some weight. Daniel Bryan came out to a mixed reaction, with his Borgasm chants were pretty good. AJ got a nice reaction, and I knew coming in the wedding something would happen. When Slick asked if anyone rejected, well, that was a good portion of booing for rejection. And when AJ said that she has accepted a different type of proposal and Vince came out, I thought to myself, I hope he doesn't get involved in another storyline. Okay, AJ being named GM was confusing. Was so confusing, I never even thought about her being named it. Of course, they trashed the set, and Daniel Bryan trashed the set, and during the commercial said he wasn't leaving and no one could make him. Punk came out to a good reaction, and he was a huge, the guy's a huge Punk fan. It was a cool seeing his entrance live. Well, when Daniel Bryan said that he was the greatest ever, I knew someone was coming out, and bam! Out came The Rock, and the place became unglued and a massive pop for The Rock. The talking segment was really good, with The Rock calling DB Frodo, and a mixture of Oompa Loompa and a homeless lumberjack. I'm sure those were both trending worldwide on Twitter. By the way, follow me, and you can follow him at NShields419. And Rocky chants were very loud and vocal. And a small "You Still Got It" chant was pretty cool. Good pop with Rock's famous lines. And the Rock bottom on Daniel Bryan to finish off a very good segment. Then they had Bret Hart, had a good pop from the crowd. Was still calming down from the last segment. Christian got a nice reaction, and the Miz also had a mixed reaction. Good match, and I'm glad that they made Miz relevant again by winning something important. Well, that was like his first match in 6 to 8 months that he's won. And Nick Shields says Charlie Sheen was back, and that was okay, but nothing special. Triple H came back out to a good reaction, but not as big as the DX entrance. Paul Heyman got booed pretty badly, and he got on the mic and he could push people's buttons pretty easily. Stephanie came out to a nice reaction, and she is hot. Her slapping Heyman and eventually beating him up was funny, and it basically put him over the line, and Heyman finally accepted the SummerSlam challenge. Brock Lesnar finally came out to a mixed reaction, and those shoulder blocks looked hard. But in the end, Hunter won the exchange and set up their SummerSlam match from much to the crowd, pleasing to basically everything he did. And he comments on the Santino and Hornswoggle bit. It was pointless and didn't even need to happen. Glad there wasn't a bunch of crappy comedy on the show, as there usually is. Howard Finkel introduced Heath Slater to mostly boos, and when he started talking, more boos were definitely loud. Lita got a nice pop, and it was funny when Slater laughed at her for challenging her. APA got a big pop. It was cool a bit when Slater tried to leave, and all the legends that have already beat beat him up, excluding Doink, came out to make sure it was all in the ring, and thus having the reason why it was a no DQ. And the Ron Simmons saying damn was always funny and gets a cheap pop. All in all, a fun segment. And good to see Chavo there, haha. Backstage with Cena and The Rock segment was cool, but it was a good segment with no funny business. Kane's entrance was cool and could feel the fire of his entrance where he was sitting. He got a good pop, but all the randoms came out. I only thought worse. When The Undertaker came out, the place went insane. I could feel the fire of his entrance too. It was really cool. There was a funny segment where he needed help getting his jacket off because it wouldn't come off. Taker and Kane taking care of everyone, and the double choke slam tombstones were awesome. Very good segment, and glad to see Taker still has it. More Charlie Sheen segment, and he said the next time he is in Los Angeles, he can find him. And what a coincidence, he'll be there in 3 weeks. Time for the main event. Cena comes out first to plenty of boos and cheers, but it was pretty loud regardless. Punk came out to another massive pop. It was awesome when Cena had his shirt thrown back at him and can't stand Cena. And love that. Very vocal. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks chants back and forth. And there was a guy a few rows wouldn't stop, so someone in tune of Cena sucks said shut the hell up. Funny moment there. The match was pretty good until Big Show interfered, and that was good. What happened after, I was fine with. Show beat up Cena, Rock beat up Show, and much to the chagrin of the crowd, Punk beat up Rock. I was torn on who whether to boo for or cheer for, and Punk thinks The Rock and Punk are my top 2 favorites. I think Punk as a heel will be awesome, and can't wait to see what all this leads to for SummerSlam. And he comments on after all went off the air, The Rock and Cena got back to their feet. Rock gave Show a few punches, then a rock bottom. Then Cena delivers the attitude adjustment. Rock was going to do a people's elbow, but didn't have an armband, so he used Cena's and got a mic and said, "Wow, are you sure this isn't a headband?" Because it had to go on Cena's huge arms. Rock put on Cena's armband, and it was even big on him, and did people's elbow to send the crowd home happy. He said thank you, and he enjoyed the atmosphere, then gave his "if you smell" line, and then went to the back. All in all, a great show. Definitely the best one he's ever been to. I can't wait for them to come back to Extreme Rules. Okay, that was the end of his report. Former diva Jackie Haas and Charlie Haas from Ring of Honor welcomed another child into their family, and his name was Charlie Haas III. Jackie has posted a photo of her with the baby at her Twitter page, twitter.com/the Haas. Congratulations to their family. I believe this is the couple's 4th child. 2 girls, 2 boys. One more for a basketball team. Well, superstars Raw Brand, Tyson Kidd, and Justin Gabriel defeated Kurt Hawkins and Tyler Rex. Good ovation for Kidd and Gabriel. Lots of boos for Hawkins and Rex. I give them the Rex and Effect tag team name. The crowd is hot, mainly because they were ready for Raw. Fans are still filling in because the doors are a little slow tonight. Gabriel and Kidd did great, and the crowd reacted fairly well to them. Kidd and Gabriel are getting beat pretty bad, but the crowd's warming up a little, so, sort of a slow at the moment. Good tag work from Hawkins and Rex. Gabriel still struggling to make the tag, but got it. Kidd came from behind. Gabriel flew over the top and took out Hawkins. Kidd from the top rope with a finisher to Rex and got the pin and the win for his team. Crowd reacted well to the match. Match number 2 from the Raw brand. Zack Ryder defeated Michael McGillicuddy. Good pop for Ryder. Not much reaction from Michael. Lots of woos to start. the match, not much action to start off. Quiet crowd. They were very against Ryder. It picked up with more "Let's Go Ryder" chants. Ryder for the woo 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 kick and got it and went for the pin, but only got 2. Then he hits his finisher for the win. And the fans were taking photos with Charles Robinson before Superstars began. And SmackDown report: Sin Cara beats Drew McIntyre. Drew threatened to powerbomb Cara out of the ring, but Cara hurricanranaed him into a pin. Match number 2. Divas champion Layla defeated Natalya with a kick to the head. That's the Superstars matches. So you got 4 matches for Superstars. And now for the SmackDown taping itself. From Kansas City, Missouri, reported by .NET reader Connor Loftus. Miz cuts a short promo to start off the show to a mixture of cheers and boos. Christian invoked his rematch clause for the Intercontinental title. Miz defeated Christian to retain the Intercontinental title. Miz won by pinfall while holding Christian's sights. Match number 2, Ryback squashed Jinder Mahal by count out. No pops on the match. Match number 3, Sheamus defeated Cody Rhodes. Sheamus got a major pop while Rhodes drew heat. Dolph Ziggler came out in the middle of the match with the Money in the Bank briefcase, waiting for a chance to strike, but he never got the opportunity. Sheamus won with one after a brogue kick. Ziggler was trying to leave. Jericho ran out wearing a pink Ziggler shirt and threw him back inside the ring. Sheamus took care of Ziggler while Jericho was standing in the ring. Jericho eventually gave Ziggler the code breaker. Match number 4, Antonio Cesaro defeated Santino Marella in a non-title match. Santino got a huge pop. Santino missed on the Cobra and was pinned. Damien Sandow, match number 5, defeated Yoshitatsu. Sandow won after a very quick match and got a lot of heat after a short promo. Sandow continued in a promo and Triple H appeared. First, Hunter apologized to Sandow and then hit him with a pedigree. Match number 6, Alberto Del Rio defeated Rey Mysterio, Daniel Bryan, and Kane in a fatal 4-way to become number 1 contender to the World Heavyweight title. Mysterio enters first to a huge pop. Kane was next and got a semi-pop. Bryan got a very mixed response. Del Rio was last and got a surprising pop. Mysterio hit Bryan and Del Rio with a double 619. Ricardo Rodriguez pulled Mysterio off Bryan, allowing Del Rio to get the pin and the win. And the main event, dark match. After the taping was over, Del Rio got on the mic and asked for his match right away. Sheamus defeated Alberto Del Rio to retain the heavyweight championship. Sheamus won with a roll kick. After the match, John Laurinaitis appeared with a chair, but also received a roll kick. Well, and the reporter also says after being in the building last night for Raw, atmosphere was just not the same as it was on SmackDown. It took the crowd a long time to warm up and get the chance going. And that ends my report for SmackDown and Superstars for this week. Being July 26th for Superstars and July 27th for SmackDown. Thanks and peace out.